On May 8th, 2015, Trill Withers tweeted a photo of Derrick Rose after hitting a game-winning shot with the caption, "When they chanting MVP, and you trying to figure out what that spells." This is the Museum of Twitter, the show where we talk about the most important tweets in the history of Twitter.com. It's Sports Tweet Saturday, and I've said it on the show before, but I do have a big guilty pleasure for tweets or jokes that just call someone stupid. And even without the photo, it is such a funny way to call someone stupid to imply that they don't know what MVP spells. But with the photo, it becomes incredible. Because in the context of the clip, Derrick Rose is trying to put on a stone face to look cool after hitting a game-winning shot, but without the context, he does just have a dumb face on. Alright, but let's talk about the context. This was after a game-winning shot in the Eastern Conference semifinals in 2015. Let's watch a clip of the shot mirrored so it doesn't get taken down.
Looking, finds Rose. Rose trying to get open, fires away! Bang! It's over! The Bulls!
It was a big shot, even though the Bulls ended up losing the series, and it really contributed to the legend of Derrick Rose, because obviously Derrick Rose had a really promising early career, and then his career was derailed by injuries, and this is kind of a comeback moment for him, even though he obviously never got back to the mountaintop. Now, I'm personally not a fan of Derrick Rose because of some stuff that happened off the court that I think got swept under the rug too much, but he obviously means a lot to a lot of people, and to the last 20 years of basketball history, so this tweet has followed him in his legacy on Twitter. Like when he retired, Benny Fazio quote tweeted and said, "Congrats on retirement." When it was announced his jersey was going to get retired, Shaq said, "Hang this tweet right next to his jersey." And I think part of the reason why it's part of his legacy is not just because this is like one isolated dumb face he made. Derrick Rose, no matter how you feel about him, was clearly never the sharpest tool in the shed. I say that because famously when he was going into college, he apparently failed the ACT 3 times and had to get someone else to take the SAT for him. And when I say failed, I mean he didn't meet the minimum requirements to play NCAA basketball. Now, I know we're not supposed to judge people for how they do on tests or whatever, but think about how dumb some student athletes are. And how dumb you have to be to not be able to reach the bar to play in college. I'm sorry, but you just can't watch college sports and conclude that the bar of what you need to get on the SAT or the ACT is very high. And so that's why it's not out of pocket when Rhett's dad quote tweeted the tweet and said, "Love D Rose, but let's not pretend this man ever averaged more than 20 accelerated reader points a school year, LMAO." Like, I just don't think that this tweet would have gone as viral if Derrick Rose didn't already have that reputation for not having that much going on up there. And this tweet has not gone unnoticed by actual basketball people, like basketball analyst Nikias Duncan said, "Man, hold on." And while most of the meme is about this picture specifically, it has come up in reference to other things. Like this year, multiple people, First Bloodbath Mr. Zone 6, made it about the scene in Sinners, where Remick gets surrounded by other vampires, and he captioned that with, "When they're chanting MVP and are trying to figure out what that spells." And last year, this person, whose username I can't say, compared the photo of D Rose to a photo of Nafisa Collier on the Minnesota Lynx, and captioned it, "When the crowd is chanting MVP and you're trying to figure out what that spells, her nickname is MVP." And one I particularly enjoyed is this University of Texas football fan wearing a cowboy hat, looking dumb, and John Daly Jr. fan said, "When the crowd is chanting SEC and you're trying to figure out what that spells." This tweet is legendary to me because I always think about it anytime someone hits a big shot and they do like the blank face. Personally, I find it pretty lame, but I know that I'm kind of alone in that. Like, I'd much rather someone actually celebrate and look like they're celebrating, but whatever. But I think that the screenshot does prove an objective problem with just putting on a blank face in a moment like this, which is that people can project whatever they want to onto that blank face, including, "Wow, it looks like he's hearing MVP and doesn't know what that spells." So maybe you should just look happy to avoid that. Follow me for a new tweet every day, and please do join my Patreon, patreon.com/Museum of Twitter. You get a weekly bonus episode called the Museum of Not Twitter, and you can vote on what I cover on Subscriber Sundays.